slothconservation.org or slothconservancy.org. I mean, obviously I haven't had a sloth that died, but these ones that we have are many generations captive bred. Our sloths generationally are further from the rainforest than I am from the Nina Pinta and Santa Maria. And
So they would go into shock going back to the rainforest.
they wouldn't survive at all.
Yeah.
They would have no way to live. But the and the breeder that we get our sloths from does have a resident population that is not handled. That he views himself as the vault of sloths. That if they did become extinct in the wild, he has a large population that would be able to be put back to the wild. But yeah, let me move him across for you. So remember that for a sloth, well, not remember, I haven't told you this yet, clamp down is their relaxed state. So he's gonna have to focus to let his hands go. He's not panicked, he's relaxed. Reach here, and he's gonna crawl to me. And you have to give him a second because he has to focus to let go with his feet. And we'll move him across to you. There we go. And look how wide, so he's on a lighter color now, so he's easier to see. Look how wide apart his back feet go. Isn't that crazy? And that sloth, I weighed him yesterday after he had gone to the restroom, and he weighed 3.1 pounds. And that little dude can wrap his legs all the way around you, give you a big old hug. So, as I just said, sloth's relaxed state is with their hands clamped down. Our relaxed state is with our hands, dangling, right? So for us, this is our stress or exertion state. For a sloth, this is the stress or exertion state. When the sloth is clamped down like that, he's completely relaxed. If the sloth met his end while hanging in a tree, he would not fall. He would continue to hang there for days or weeks until something knocked him loose out of the tree. Sorry. Hello? Great, stay left where the pond splits a driveway, turn right on the first gravel drive, come all the way to the pavilion in between the two barns. And we'll be ready for you right at 12:40.
I'm gonna go see, and then I'm gonna go pick up Emmy today. You just sit there, found one with that one.
Okay. Wait, do you need to take one of those with you? Okay. So the sloth, so they eat a tremendous amount of food. When they're in the top of the tree, they're entirely safe from predators. And the reason, with the exception of eagles. So a sloth has no natural scent. They have no sweat glands, no musk glands, no sweat glands. So you cannot smell a sloth. And their body temperature follows the outside air temperature. So
Gotta head to Cleveland again.
what's in Cleveland?
Remember that replacer, mount replacer you told me to get 5, don't have 2? Lauren just called me and said they're holding 3 bags for me, that they just got shipped in. You can pick it up.
Okay, we can pick that up when we go to get pizza later. So don't make a special trip for that because it's right there by Papa John's.
Okay.
So we'll pick that up when we go to town tonight for pizza. And then tonight, me and you are going to see that show.
Okay, I'm gonna call her back and tell her.
Yeah, well, so about 6 o'clock we'll be there to get it.
Okay.
All right, so the sloth, they have no natural scent. Their body temperature follows the outside air temperature. So the 2 ways that a snake finds prey is by scent and by heat. So a snake can't find a sloth. The cats, like a jaguar, they're hunting by sight and by hearing. Sloths don't move very much, so they're not going to hear them moving around. And they are covered in moss and algae when they're in the rainforest. So they can't very well see them. And the sloth only weighs max around 15 pounds. So if the cat is walking toward the sloth, the eyes, which I think I already said about rod monochromacy, did I say that? The structure of a sloth's eyes is rod monochromacy. So they have all rod cells, no cone cells, chromatic, black and white vision. They don't see any color, they don't see objects. They see size and shape, and they see motion. So a sloth's eyes are good to detect motion, bad to see objects. So if they see motion, it's end of the branch, get to the end of the branch. And if a big old cat tries to follow them out there to the point that the cat breaks the branch and they both fall 100 feet all the way to the rainforest floor, the sloth will almost certainly survive and the cat will almost certainly not. And the sloth will look over and say, ha, ha, and back up the tree he will go.
Slowly.
So, yeah, slowly. Eagles can get to sloths in the top of a tree, but it doesn't happen that often. So even though the sloth is entirely safe in the top of the tree, yet he comes all the way to the bottom of the tree, same side of the tree, to go to the bathroom every time that he goes. So when he comes down the tree, he gets his hind end right to the ground and lets it rip. When the sloth goes to the bathroom, he loses 1/3 of his total body mass when he goes to the bathroom. So again, human perspective, I weigh 180 pounds. 1/3 of that is 60. So that means that I am going to start from 180 and eat 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 until I get to about 240 pounds, then come down the tree and boom, all the way back to 180 in 2 or 3 minutes. So for a human, I would eliminate, for my weight, I would eliminate about 60 pounds of solid and liquid material in 2 or 3 minutes. So the reason that the sloth comes down the tree, same side of the tree every single time, is the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship. So in the wild, not here, praise the Lord, sloths need moths and moths need sloths. So the benefit in symbiotic means beneficial to both sides of the equation, where parasitic would be beneficial to one, neutral or harmful to the other. So in the wild, the benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the food source and living environment of the moths. And the moths specifically are eating the moss and algae that grow all in the sloth's fur. The benefit to the sloth is that, one, the moths are fertilizing the moss and algae in the sloth's fur via their waste. More moss, more algae, more disguise. Second, as the sloth grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the moths themselves. That is a small protein source for the sloth. Third, and most importantly, as the sloth grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the waste of the moths. And the waste of the moths, you guys need to be taking some pictures. I haven't seen your camera out.
I can do it on my phone.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I was
All right,
watching.
I'm not paying attention, but that's a super cute picture right there. But the sloth licks up a certain amount of the waste of the moths. And the waste of the moths is where the sloth gets the where the sloth gets the bacteria that makes him digest his food. So he has mechanical motion into the stomach, he has stomach acids like us, he has a multi-chambered stomach, his stomach does a lot of the work. But at the end of the day, for us, we primarily enzymatically get our food to the point of absorbable. We do have helpful gut bacteria, but it's mainly enzymes. For him, bacterially, he gets his food to the point of absorbable. Yeah, that's a good one. When he yawns, he sticks his tongue out about a full inch. It's pretty cute when he yawns. But he gets his food to the point of absorbable by a bacterial process. The source of the bacteria is the waste of the moths. So for us, we have helpful gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria will last throughout our lives unless we take a lot of antibiotics. If we take a large amount of antibiotics, we need probiotics or Greek yogurt to fix our gut health back up. He can't get to GNC, he can't get to Publix. He's not going to get Greek yogurt, nor will he get probiotics. So what fixes his gut health back up is the bacteria in the waste of the moths. So here, he doesn't need them, because here, he doesn't need disguise from predators. There's nothing here to hunt him. He doesn't need the protein. He gets 2 hard-boiled eggs a week, that's his protein. And he doesn't need to replace his gut bacteria. For us, what kills our gut bacteria is antibiotics. For him, what kills his gut bacteria is cold temperature. If the sloth gets cold, it will kill his gut bacteria, and the sloth will not survive unless he can replace his gut bacteria. So in captivity, we never let a sloth get cold. And if they never get cold in their life, their gut bacteria will last throughout their life. In the rainforest, the theory is that a sloth will live about 20 years. But no one has ever observed a sloth from birth to death of old age, so that's, theoretical. If a sloth
No one
is,
ever has?
say what?
No one ever has?
How you gonna watch a sloth that's wild for more than 20 years? Yeah.
People do crazy things, so.
It'll take you a while. There are now radio collared sloths that they're working hard on this. And actually, we have the follow bracelets here that, you get a little bracelet and it gives you a QR code. You download an app on your phone and you track a sloth live in the rainforest. And they're only $20 and it goes to sloth conservation. But, the study of a particular sloth just hasn't been around for that long. So theoretically, they live about 20 years in the rainforest. If you kidnap a sloth, I shouldn't say that word, that's gonna get me. We're trying to figure out why we keep getting limited on TikTok, I bet that's one of the words. If you, yeah, and now you said it again, so now I got it twice in one.
Coach.
Yeah, if you poach us, I don't know about that, I'm gonna have to find out. We keep getting limited because it's inappropriate, so, if you take a sloth from the rainforest inappropriately, that's a good one, and it is going to have a very short lifespan, about 2 months. If you have a sloth that is captive bred and appropriately cared for all of its life, they can live 50 years. So it is common that prey type animals live longer in captivity than they do in the wild, because as animals age, it gets harder for them to get away from predators and it gets hard for them to get enough food to survive. In captivity, we feed them, they don't have to look for the food, and there are no predators. So it is common for prey type animals to live longer in captivity than they do in the wild. For instance, a male kangaroo in the wild lives about 5 years, in captivity 20.
Oh, wow.
And a male kangaroo in the wild will max out at 140, 150 pounds, but their size is limited by lifespan. A male kangaroo grows for all of its life. If it is alive, it is growing like a tortoise. They always grow. So in captivity, they're gonna live 20 years. So in captivity, a male kangaroo can get well over 6 feet tall and well over 200 pounds. The world record actually is 6'7" for a male kangaroo. And that was a kangaroo named Roger. And standing up, he was 6'7". Nose to tail more than 8.5 feet long. So predator type animals tend to live shorter in captivity, but prey type animals tend to live longer.
I can do this one. I can just say.
Well, the way that you do it all day is sloth keeper of the day. And that is an expensive encounter because basically we shut down every other sloth encounter for the day. And one person or two people, same price for one or two together, spend 3 hours with me and the sloths. And, but it's,
In a couple of years, my 50th birthday comes up this morning.
yeah, pricey. It's like, I wanna say it's $850. But that's because I shut down every other encounter for the day. So, and if you just added up all the encounters that I'm shutting down, that's what it cost me to run it. And we run it for twice as long and you learn all kinds of stuff about sloths. But it is expensive. We try very hard to keep all of our prices here so that normal human beings can make memories with their families. I was enlisted my first 10 years in the military, so, and I couldn't afford to take my family to do anything as an enlisted military guy. So now that I'm sort of a little bit on the other side of that, we do everything we can to keep the prices to where normal human beings can come and do the things that we do.
And still run the place.
And still keep the doors open, yeah.
Yeah, I have a new obsession for kangaroos now, because those big kangaroos were the cutest thing. Cutest thing.
Well, like the kangaroos, the formula the kangaroos drink is $85 a can, and we use 2 or 3 a day. So, the only reason we can afford to do it at all is people pay us to bottle feed the kangaroos, so that offsets some of the price, but, not nearly all of it. And, but we end up, because we bottle feed our kangaroos until they're 16 months old, we get crazy friendly kangaroos, and other places don't. So like that red one that you saw out there earlier, the bright red one, I actually am raising him for the breeder, because, the breeder was super impressed by how friendly my breeder kangaroo was. And, cause his breeder kangaroo nearly unalived his son, who is, first team all-state, center for football, and weighs 250 pounds, and the kangaroo nearly took him out. And, so that's why I'm raising one for the breeder.
What did you do to his desserts to get that reaction from the kangaroo? Or
That
then
is the natural state of a breeding male kangaroo. The normal family group for kangaroos is 1 male, 50 females. So if you want to be the 1 male, 49 have got to go. So they are hyper aggressive. And
I felt the kangaroo baby felt threatened
uh,
by
he
like,
was in the kangaroo's
alpha
house,
state.
and the kangaroo's house is the
Territory.
kangaroo's house. So here the kangaroo is in my house, and the kangaroo knows it. And I am the source of all things good for the kangaroo, and they know it for a long, long time. So when we walk out there with Ruff and we say, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?" He comes up and gives you a kiss. And that's not the norm for a male kangaroo.
I would have felt Max's more than he let me do. Max is cute.
Yeah, Max is the one that I'm raising for the breeder.
Oh, okay, that's right. She said that he wouldn't stay here, so that, I didn't realize.
Right, he's going back to the breeder, yep. All right, I'm going to get my next 2 people, and I'll be right back, and we'll just transfer him directly. I wonder what this one is on. This must be YouTube or something.
I like sleepies. I like sleepy babies.
I love this armadillo.
I know. It's like a little rat with a shell. It's a hard shell. I don't know what to say about him.
He was digging under my boot. I had my foot up like this at one point, and he started digging underneath of it. Like, yeah, he started to just. I think it's because of all the rice that the.
You can't run nappy after you eat your breakfast. Yeah, you still got some food on your mouth. You still got food on your mouth. Yeah. You're so adorable. I love you. You're so good. Hi. I'm a little dose again.
I know. That's why I had you lift your head at one point. That way I could take a picture of him with his tongue out.
Yeah. Everything be so mad. Good for you. Should I quit bringing down your nose?
There's one. Half rolled up and digging up underneath the boot. Still going through right now.
I don't want those.
No, I mean, like, to send them as a text message. So
Oh.
my phone keeps saying, failed to send, failed to send. I send pictures to Snapchat.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, it takes me like 2 hours and 10 minutes to get to the Atlanta airport from here, if there's not traffic, which you know. I know.
Yeah, there wasn't much
Who
traffic
knows?
this morning. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, look at that little thing running around. Do you see him?
That is a 3-band armadillo.
Oh, okay.
Funny.
Am I going to see you guys on more encounters later today?
Yes, we're gonna be back to see Zoe at 2, and then we're doing the pet thing and the camels at
Oh
3.
my gosh.
Farm Shore?
Yes, that's it.
Excellent, all right. I'll see you guys later on this afternoon. Let me get him.
Do you want to climb up?
Come on up, buddy. There
Oh,
we
it's
go.
comfy.
Say, I don't
All
need
right,
my
I'll
socks.
see you guys at 2 o'clock back right here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, come on in.
Little armadillo dude.
Okay.
This is on TikTok and YouTube right now, I think. If you wanted to tell anybody that you're live on TikTok, we are on the account called Sloths and Kangaroos. So if anybody wants to watch you, the TikTok account we are on is Sloths and Kangaroos. All right, so this guy is gonna sit with you. You can either hold him on your arm like this, or you can hold him around your neck, either way that you prefer. What do you prefer?
My arm.
On your arm, all right? So let me turn him around, and he's gonna hold on right there. Hey, buddy.
Oh my gosh, how cute.
Hey, buddy, hold on to her, not me. There you go. All right, and then you just hold him like that. So this guy's name is Dash. Dash is a 2-toed Linnaeus sloth. And Dash is I wanna say 6 months old, I gotta look that up. Oh, he wants to hang up around your neck, there you go.
You like your hair?
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, so Dash is a two-toed Linnaeus sloth. If you just turn your hand up like this, you can support him and he won't hold on nearly as hard. And, Mom, I'm not trying to get all personal with you, but your mom will get better pictures without your hair in the way.
I'm Auntie
And you're,
Cassie.
oh, okay, Auntie Cassie, and you are not remotely nailed down to this chair. You can move wherever you get better pictures from. And so this guy is a two-toed Linnaeus sloth. He is about 6 months old. His name is Dash. Alive in the world today, there are two-toed and three-toed sloths. We're starting to call them two-fingered and three-fingered because it's more like they have fingers than toes. They all have 3 toes on the back feet. Two-toed have 2 on the front, three-toed have 3 on the front. These guys are not kidnapped from the rainforest. These guys are captive bred. They are many generations captive bred. Generationally, these guys are further from the rainforest than I am from the Nina Pinta in Santa Maria. Hey buddy, don't lick her. Must have some kind of lotion.
No.
No? Or if he's all hungry, you can offer him some food. Just say yum yum yum, and then he'll know that there's food. You move right across there. So these guys generationally are many generations removed from rainforest, and so I always do a disclaimer when I'm on live to say, please don't look at what we're doing here and think it's a good idea to buy a sloth. There is no reputable breeder that will sell a private individual a sloth. If you buy a sloth off the internet, you are getting a wild-caught animal from the rainforest, and it will look nothing like this. This is similar to if you have a house cat that you got as a kitten from another house cat. It will lay in your lap and purr and snuggle while you pet it. If you brought a feral cat into your house, it would do nothing like that. So please don't buy wild animals. That is a terrible thing to do.
How did
So,
you get him?
I am licensed as a zoo, and he came from a breeder who breeds sloths to be ambassador animals. And this guy will be a holdable ambassador animal for all of his life. And this is our 3rd sloth, and our 4th sloth will be here, I don't know, maybe about July. Our sloths stay with their mother until their mother weans them of her own choosing. And so our next sloth's name is Chloe. And we have no idea when she'll be here, just whenever her mother weans her.
Oh,
And,
okay.
so,
Have y'all bred any?
nope, we only have 1 adult. So Zoe is 16 months old, Dash is around 6 months old, and, I'm sorry, Flash is, and yeah, did I say that? Zoe is 16 months old, Dash is about 6 months old, and Flash is about 6 years old. And Chloe is newborn. And Chloe is not here yet, and won't be here for quite some time.
This thing is so cute.
He is a 3-banded Brazilian armadillo. If he's annoying you, I'll put him away.
Oh, no. He's so cute. He keeps climbing up on my shoes.
He is. He likes to dig in things. So he's always got to check out your shoes and your shoelaces, and he'll stick his nose down the side of your shoe. So the sloths, the armadillos dig for bugs, and he's always looking to dig.
At least you don't have a bug problem in here.
No, actually, we have to add bugs because he likes to dig in. He has a dirt box in there that's his foraging area, and he get into your skin.
No.
If his tight, just tap like this and he'll loosen up. So we bring bugs in for him to forage for. So he forages for mealworms and black soldier fly larvae and housefly pupa and superworms and some other
So like
things.
these little flies right here?
No, these are terrible flies that we kill. No, he eats them before they hatch. We hardly ever have flies here because we do a number of things. One, we have barn swallows that live in the other barn. They eat about 1/3 of their body mass every day in bugs. And then we use some bugs called fly predators that walk in a radius of up to 125 feet each one, and its lifespan is shorter than a fly's lifespan, so its egg It lays its egg inside of a fly's egg, and its egg hatches first and devours the fly's egg before it hatches. So we almost never have flies out here, but somehow it looks like I have 3 in this room right now, and I will eradicate them momentarily. But they can't run around in here with a fly swatter while the sloths are out, because they startle easily at loud noises. Their vision is horrible, their sense of smell and hearing is absolutely wonderful, and they startle easily at loud noises.
Can I pet him?
Yeah, absolutely, you can hold him in a minute. You look entirely uncomfortable, are you good? You look like you think that thing's about to bite your throat out. You'd love to see a full-grown sloth. Their teeth are huge, but they're entirely herbivores. They don't chase or eat anything.
Gosh, this little thing is so cute.
You can pick them up if you want to.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, go ahead.
Make that.
If you hold him upside down, he balls up.
What you digging for, buddy?
He's looking for bugs.
Say, I don't have no bugs in Charlie.
So if you hold him upside down, he balls up, and that's the only kind that makes a complete ball.
Oh, can I put him upside down?
Yeah.
Sit down. Yeah, I don't wanna close up. I'm not done.
He wants to see the people. Hold him like this, he just, I don't know, he doesn't want to ball up right now, does he?
Say, no, I wanna see everybody.
Do the thing, bud. Oh, he just wants to see the people right now. He is a mammal. What you're touching there is skin, not a shell. Mammals don't have shells. He's a 3-banded armadillo because he's got his front half, his back half, and then he's got 1, 2, 3 bands that close up,
Oh, okay.
or open up, I guess you would say, that change his size and shape. The ears go like that when he balls up.
Oh, you're all
Pretty
cute.
cute.
He's got little hairs on him.
Yeah, he does.
Say, no, you don't wanna eat that.
You ready to have a turn holding the baby?
I sure do.
All right.
You wanna hold this guy?
Put Baku down.
You do? Okay.
All right. Let me get him in a second after we move the sloth across. Take his 2 little feet right here. Come here, baby boy. He has to focus to let go because clamp down is their relaxed state. I'm on your arm or your neck.
It don't matter wherever you put him.
All right, there you go.
Oh, he's so soft.
Sloths like everything slow, so they like to be just petted slow like that. You are welcome to touch his feet. His feet feel exactly like monkey's feet do, if you ever felt a monkey's feet. Or if you didn't feel the monkey's feet, you can take my word for it. That's what they feel like.
What you smelling? Oh, goodness.
Come here, buddy. So if he closes up, you see that he makes a total ball like that? Oh, you got your ear stuck there,
You
buddy.
looking at that?
So that's his head and that's his tail, and they make a complete ball like that. And then when you tip him up, he opens up and comes out.
Where are you going, bud?
So you hear the noise? This is him sharpening his teeth one against another. So sloths do not have enamel on their teeth, and their teeth grow for all their life. So they're gonna live 20 years in the rainforest and they don't have a toothbrush. So this is important because their teeth will always grow and then they just sharpen against each other like this. Looks like he's gotten into dirt, so he's got dirt on your shirt and my hand.
Oh. Hey, what
He
is
digs in his dirt box in there after the bugs,
Mhm.
and the dirt is moist, so the bugs can crawl down in it. But it does make him have dirty little feet. So if you don't wanna get your shirt dirty like her shirt, get on your shirt.
That's whatever.
See, no, you can't go to him.
So you guys live down by the airport down there?
Atlanta Motor Speedway?
Oh, okay.
Yes, south of Atlanta.
I've been there. I used to love to watch NASCAR. I didn't love it as much until my wife bought me the Richard Petty driving experience. You go drive a car on the track, man, that's a hoot. I've driven a lot of fast things, but when you go to say, the first one I drove was at Charlotte, and when you sail that thing off into the corner 165 miles an hour, and you're like, I don't see how this will work, and you're like, oh well, it's their car, and you just, whoa, oh man, it's something.
Oh my gosh, this is the cutest thing ever. Hey, Aniston, will you get my phone and get some pictures?
Where's
It's
it?
over here. I set it up so it's video. You can just hit the little white button and still. Yeah. Thanks for my gifts.
You don't have to stay in the chair, you can stand wherever you get the best pictures.
I went to, Australia in September, October,
Yeah?
and I got to hold a koala.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you got to hold it for like 7 seconds.
There are very few koalas in the continental US because they only eat eucalyptus leaves, and you basically have to have a private jet to do nothing but fly back and forth getting eucalyptus leaves. So they tell you if you are going to keep 1 to 4 koalas, you need to budget $600,000 a year to feed them, which is basically all jet fuel
Wow.
or jet time, you know, however you slice it, but you can't grow eucalyptus in the continental US, so you are literally flying to get eucalyptus leaves
I wonder
all
if you
of
could
the
do it
time.
in like a controlled warehouse.
I'm sure somebody will start sometime soon now that they have all these warehouses that cover, you know, acres with the low voltage lighting and the humidity control and everything. But still, it's gonna take a while to grow some trees
Oh,
up
yeah.
big enough to be consistently providing fresh eucalyptus leaves. And somebody has to wanna invest in a warehouse, which if you're spending that kind of money to fly back and forth, you know, financially it would make sense, but I'm sure not gonna be first. Similarly, sloths, the three-fingered sloth eat almost exclusively Sarcopia leaves that don't grow in the continental US. So just about every sloth you see in the continental US is gonna, don't put your finger in your mouth. Just about every sloth you see in the continental US is going to be a two-fingered Linnaeus sloth.
No, you can't have my finger. I just want to touch your feet.
He's mouthy like a puppy, he has to learn that, you know, we don't put our mouth on people. Feel his little
Digging
ears.
in my socks.
Feel his little ears. A lot of people don't know sloths have ears.
Oh,
Proportionally to their head, they're just as big as our ears are on our head. They're like an 80s rock star. If you didn't dig in their hair, you wouldn't know they had ears. So you guys doing other encounters while you're on the farm today?
Yes, the farm tour, I think at
3 o'clock?
Yeah,
And are you doing kangaroos at 2:30 before that?
no.
No.
I got to pet kangaroos and,
So when you're in Australia, right? Excellent.
kangaroos and wallaby.
Wallabies, yeah. We don't have wallabies here, just kangaroos. And all our kangaroos here are red kangaroos. But
We
we
saw
have the
the-
genetics to grow a world record sized kangaroo. So the father of all of our female kangaroos just expired, not of natural causes. He jumped into a fence but he was 10 years old and was 6'4" and 250.
Oh, wow.
And the father of our father kangaroo, when our father kangaroo was born, his father was 6'2" and 225. He was only 8 years old at that point, so he could still grow for quite a while. So we have the genetics to grow some really, really big kangaroos.
This thing is so cute.
I like impressively large animals and impressively small animals. So if you've been following us on TikTok for a while, have you seen my little white cows?
No, I think I've only been following you guys for probably about a month and a half or 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of
So-
mine sent it to me.
My,
My cousin did so.
my tiny white cows are the cutest cows on the planet.
Are those
The-
mini Highlands?
These are high parks, so I have many Highlands here, but the high parks are,
You can hit the little white button and it'll also take
that's my
pictures.
tiny white cows.
Oh, do we get to see them on the farm tour?
They may or may not be out on the tour, I'm not sure, but those ones will only grow to be 34 inches tall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're the micro minis,
Oh, okay.
which is really tricky breeding micro minis. There's a lot that goes into it.
There's two other people that have minis that I follow on TikTok, Katie Van Slyke and Ponderosa Farm.
So
something?
Ponderosa is where those two came from.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Ponderosa Ranch in Illinois.
that's
And,
where I saw them first, and then I saw them on Katie's page.
Yeah, the owner of Ponderosa is Travis, and so I drove up to Travis's place to get those two cows.
Oh.
But what you may not know is those guys go for tens of thousands of dollars each.
Oh, I'm sure.
Look at his auction page sometime.
I couldn't have one, so I just watched one. TikTok.
Ponderosa, yeah,
Yeah.
they're super cute.
Oh, yeah. And they're so tiny.
I think you're taking a picture of her elbow there. Not sure.
Not all of it.
Say, hit the white button. You got me some pictures?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And do these sleep a lot like koalas do?
Yes, they do. So, if you are looking at my page when you go to sign up, my sloths, my adult only does 1 hour of encounters per day, that's it. And my babies only do 2 hours of encounters per day, and that's it. And the babies do more because they've been people oriented from birth. The big one does less because he was not that way from birth. But, and so and my babies, like he does from 12 to 1, and then he does from 4 to 5. So he has a 3-hour break in between his 2 single hours of encounters, and we only do max of 2 people at a time. And Zoe does from 11 to 12, and then she does from 2 to 3. So she has a 2-hour break in between her 2 hours per day that there are of encounters. And they each only see people for 2 hours a day, and they only see 2 people at a time. And obviously, most places do a whole lot more than that, but it's not just about the money here. It's about the love of the animal. And that is why my animals behave differently than other places that you go. Mine look forward to their encounters, they actively enjoy them, and they love to snuggle with people. Babies do. And mine, on any day that they don't feel like participating, they don't have to, I got more.
And so how long have you guys been doing this?
I've lived here for 5 years. We started doing this 3 years ago, and we just opened to the non-lodging guests in '24. It used to be you had to be staying here to do the things that we do. Now you can come here without lodging here, but I used to only have 3 employees, and I physically didn't have enough time to see any more people. Now I have significantly more employees, so we do significantly more encounters.
And you can probably, with TikTok, you advertise a lot more.
Yeah, we don't pay for advertising, but people see us on TikTok every day. I mean, on a Saturday, we might have 300,000 people that watch us on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's how pretty much everybody knows that we're here is TikTok. But we're also on Facebook and Instagram and X and YouTube and I don't know what else. Kevin is the social media guy. He was the guy that popped his head in here a minute ago and said he was heading out. He might have had it out before you guys came in, I don't know.
So y'all have a whole crew now?
Yeah. And we do more of a division of labor, so like I have one lady whose entire job is to make sure that every animal's water dish is always full and clean. And that's the only job that she has, is water dishes. And, I have somebody that does the mini moo encounters, the Hugga Highlands encounters. A lady that does birds and horses. That's her passion, is birds and horses, and she does the horse rides. And she does everything with a bird. And I don't. I'm not a bird person.
You don't wanna hold my hand, you just want me to pinch you.
Google's pretty good too. My phone rings all the time, and sometimes I look at it, that one says 18,850 people looked us up on Google.
Oh, wow.
This month. No, sorry, in March. 18,550 interactions in March. What do you guys think of Dash?
He's so cute.
He is pretty cute.
He's so content.
That is the biggest difference between my sloths and other sloth encounters is we are so focused on them seeing very few people that when they do, they are just snuggling lovey like this. Some people online think that I only post greatest hits. We're live all the time unless somebody says that they're not good with being on a live. I always ask you at the start of live, make sure you're not here with your girlfriend instead of your wife, told your boss, your dad, you're on witness protection, nothing crazy like that. But obviously you're not here with your wife instead of your girlfriend, so I didn't bother to ask. Just say, sure you've seen us on TikTok, probably know we're live on everything, and make sure you're okay. And then we go ahead and, but we are, if I have the people and the time to be on live, we always are. It's not greatest hits. It's what we do every day. That guy's super active today. I need to sprinkle him out some bugs.
His little beep beep. Does he have a tail?
So he does not have a tail, but, and the breeder told me that this is like there are a certain percent of humans in the world that, their skin formed around the backside of the end of their tailbone, they're coccyx instead of flat over it. So he does feel like he has about that much of a tiny
Yeah, it's
little
like a
tail.
little nub or something.
Yeah, and I called the breeder, say, is it possible for a two-toed to crossbreed with a three-toed? Cause it seems like this guy has a tail. And he's like, no, it's about like, humans are capable of having a tail, but you don't ever know it because people wear pants. And nobody really goes around telling people, yeah, I got a tail. I think he said it's something like 1 in 100,000 humans have like the tiny little, I have a hard time thinking that's true. I would guess it's more rare than that. But two-toed, three-toed have 3 vertebrae of a tail, two-toed have no tail. But if you look at the skeletons on them, I need to just print these pictures out because they're referred to it almost every day. But this is a 2-fingered, and see the tiny little bit right there?
Oh, yeah.
So usually the skin forms over that, is formed around it. But a 3-fingered has 3 vertebrae of a tail.
Oh.
So a 3-fingered has a legit tail, a 2-fingered is just if the skin forms around it or over it. And that's the 3-fingered that they have the 9 vertebrae of the cervical spine in their neck. So the 3-fingered turns its head 270 around like an owl, and the 2-fingered has only 5 vertebrae in their cervical spine. So a 2-fingered does most of his turning from his body. So a 2-fingered can turn till its hips and shoulders are facing the opposite direction. And a 2-fingered looks like he's built like a truck because he's got 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs. And so they're very different animals when you look at their skeleton. But in their behavior and their survival in the world, they're very, very similar.
So does someone here have like a vet degree or anything like that?
No, I have a vet that's here very, very often, and that's John Higdon Large Animal Services, and every time I get a new animal, he gets a new book and we get a new consultant. So I do have a consulting vet for every breed of animal that we have pretty much that don't come to the farm, but if my vet calls them, they will answer on the first ring, not the last ring. Sounds like it just started to rain.
I hope not, because my window's open. I left it cracked because I dropped my seat.
Yes, it's raining hard.
Oh, you're right.
Well, our time is up 8 minutes ago anyway, so I'll let you in and get your window. And there might be an umbrella sitting right outside the door. Let me see. This is coming down. All right, Dash.
Oh gosh, so cute.
Good, baby.
Little eyes.
Yeah, it is. It's raining hard.
Oh, he's. Oh, you found it? Oh, you were watching the live stream. No, just my side, because I left the.
Hang out on the pavilion if you want, if your seat's wet. We'll see him on the tour. All right. Guys, if you hang out for a couple of minutes, I'm gonna do a little bit of Q&A. And then I gotta get on to my next thing. Let me see if I can figure out how to flip this camera. Oh, Baku, stay here. Hi, Baku. All right, guys, I have just a few minutes. If anybody wanted to ask any quick questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. Hey, Sis, as always, glad to see you on here moderating for us. It's really great having you on. Got some weird reading glasses today. I think I left my other one sitting at the post office yesterday. Fortunately, I wear cheap reading glasses because I go through them quick. So the first question a lot of people ask on here is, where are you? We are in Benton, Tennessee, which is between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We are sitting directly on the Ocoee River. And if you want to sign up for the events that we're doing out here today, you go to our website, which is Ocoee, O-C-O-E-E, riversidefarm.com. And you can sign up for anything that you see us doing here today on our website. We do not have public hours. We are not a zoo. You can go onto our website and you can sign up for sloth encounters, maybe kangaroo bottle feeding, horse riding, camel riding, farm tour. And the farm tour is, by number of attendees, probably our most popular thing. A farm tour lasts for about 75 minutes-ish, and you will see around 40 breeds of animals, all in one shot. And Benton, Tennessee is between Chattanooga, I see somebody just asked that again, they must have just joined. We are between Chattanooga and Knoxville, about 10 miles off of I-75. Does anybody else have any questions they would like to ask before I get off of here? Or you might like me to walk around and look at some other animals, whatever people would like to see. Have you guys that are on right now seen the new baby camel? Yes, his Dash is just starting to grow his adult hair. And Zoe really turned silvery at about 10 months. So he seems to be sort of on that same trajectory. All right, if you guys haven't seen baby camel, I'll walk up here and let you guys see him.